Okay, so the purpose of this video is to give you a deeper insight of what multiplication is or what multiplication is actually doing. So you know that when you were in second grade, your professor told you that multiplication is pretty much a faster way of summing, right? It's a faster operation to sum values, right? So for example, 5 times 3 is pretty much telling you sum 5 3 times. But this doesn't apply all the time, right? Especially with decimals. So if I ask you 0.2 times 0.7, how do you sum 0.2 0.7 times, right? This logic fails here, right? And something that I like to do is to find rules that apply to everything, a rule that doesn't have exceptions. So, and this will definitely help you later on to understand bigger concepts, right? So, a deeper insight of what multiplication is doing is finding percentages or proportions of a certain quantity, right? If you think about multiplication in this way, it will make sense, right? So 0.2 times 0.7 is what is the 20% of 0.7? 0.14, right? And the reason why this is more logical is because when you think about summing something, you're expecting the result to go up, right? But this doesn't happen with proportions. I mean, with decimals, because you are actually finding the fraction of a number or like the fraction of a quantity, right? So that's why I like this way better. And this also applies for whole numbers, right? 5 times 3 is what is the 500% of 3. And I think this will help you a lot when you get into probability and statistics, right? So if, for example, you have probability of A event is 50% and probability of B event is 30%, and you want to know what is the probability of A and B to happen, assuming both of these events are independent from each other, then the best way to approach this is by thinking about a proportion, right? So imagine this big square is your sample space. You know that probability of A to happen is 50%. And you know that your probability of B to happen is 30%. So you cut this by 30%. And the intersection is the probability of A and B to happen. And why is the intersection? Because when you get this 50% and you assume it will lie in this side and this value, guess what it is? Is 30% of 50%, right? So I think that's why this makes sense, and I hope this will help you to think about multiplication in a different way, and hopefully you can apply this in different concepts. Thank you for watching.